Snowfall Season 5, Episode 3, titled Lions. Let's get into it. Listen, I go by the name of The Black Abstract. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we could do this again. Sorry, let me fix this cord right here. All right, so we got to get into it. Another great episode. We saw the return of Skully, and I was so happy, man. Skully is one of my favorites from the last 2 seasons just because of his unpredictability. And we see that again. We see with the crushing blow of losing his girlfriend as well as his child. He's still reeling from that, and it's made him even more paranoid, even more crazy, and people think is on the brink of crashing. So with that being said, you got people inside his fractions who are trying to step up and take the throne. And listen, I thought it was a wrap for Skully this episode. I'm like, okay, they about to get rid of his character, but then I'm like, I don't know, it's something crazy because when they didn't show it, I'm like, it's got to be something up because I feel like Skully would have more of a dramatic type of death. And this episode kind of not fooled me, but it was had me thinking like, you got a lot of people that kind of crossed this person, shot this person, and then they all just in business together, like. That's not realistic, I don't think that's they ain't gonna be doing business, I forgot that Black Diamond shot Louis. I could have swore it was Khadijah. Maybe it was Khadijah and they were just there, or maybe it was who knows who it was, but she was part of that. So I didn't even get the animosity originally between Louis and Black Diamond at first. I'm like, what's up with the animosity between her and then come to find out, that's what it was. So, we see Franklin holding court, meeting up with the team, explaining what's the situation between Reed, who now goes by Teddy, telling them that the prices can't be lowered, and they're trying to figure out if he killed Grady. Why would he kill Grady, and was it justified for him killing Grady? Obviously, Black Diamond's upset. She's there at the meeting because Grady was popping her. They had that swirl thing going on. And then Louis was like, listen, maybe he was jealous of that Bert and Ernie situation you had, which is partially true. Teddy, I think, was kind of jealous of the situation that, him and Franklin had because I feel like Teddy feels kind of like, well, he brought Franklin to the game. He taught him pretty much everything, in terms of, distribution. And Teddy wanted this spot back at the end of the day. That's all Teddy got. He don't have anything else. They're also talking about if they think that Teddy killed Elton. Franklin's not really saying too much. If he does think, he's just like, listen, it's the CIA. Sometimes moving parts happen, so it's possible that he could have just picked up and left. But it doesn't seem likely, seeing as though he had his hand in a bunch of businesses. So we don't know what's going on. We see that Louis and Louis is adamant about talking to Teddy, having a long ride, but I don't think she's underestimating how dangerous Teddy is. But she's adamant about talking to him. Like, let me talk to him, blah, blah, blah. Maybe she feel like she could put that pussy on him or she could put her charm on him, but she understand that's not the issue. And then we see later in the episode, Teddy is completely against him playing middleman for his folks. And he was just like, yo, that's something you should have in line in your fraction. And Franklin told her that. He was like, yo, you want to know what he said? And he's right. Like, you guys should be in line. Everything should be under one umbrella. Not you guys going off doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? And he's right. Because at the end of the day, it's a common goal. They were all making money. I agree. I see how they want to make a little bit more money. But if everything is under one umbrella, it's a tight ship. Them branching off and doing this and this and that is just a headache. And we still haven't seen the country cousins come into play yet. I don't know if that storyline just got eliminated or they decided to go a different direction or that's something that's later on in the season. We will see. But we see that they have a meetup with a group of Bloods. And at first, I just thought it was like a new fraction of people they met when they told them that they couldn't go down on the price. And then we see that the guy they're meeting with isn't the head in charge, and he's talking about the head in charge who we find out is Skully. So they like, listen, man, you need to tell him because sometimes he had good days, sometimes he had bad days. We don't know what day he gonna have when this news gets let up. So You guys need to tell them instead of us. And I like the fact that they all at this drug deal and everybody just got their guns out. They ain't got them just out casually. They just aiming them like, man, one more move, I'm going to smoke your ass and shit. And Louis and Jerome were outnumbered, outgunned. But I'm like, damn, this how they do deals, just guns pointed at me. I'm like, nigga, I'll be like, yo, put the guns down, like, chill out. Y'all, first of all, y'all outnumber us. But they ain't taking no chances, and they know what this fraction of people is capable of because they crippled Scully and killed this girl and this kid. And the fact that's what I meant. Like, the fact that Scully's even doing business with these people is like, what the hell is going on? This is weird. But they wind up trying to figure something out. And then we see that they got to play for old boy later in the episode, which was a stroke of genius on Louis' part. We see Franklin and his ugly wife conversating. And she's just trying to be nurturing, you know, what's your emotions, you know, blah blah blah. And he tells her that Teddy popped up, and she like, well, what does that mean? And he's just like, yo, he gonna be in charge, and he's like, yo, we gotta put Grady's house on the market, and she's like, yo, I got Rolling Stone written all over her. And he's like, yo, Grady left town, he's out. She's like, what? And Teddy's back in. And you see her like, uh-oh. Like, what? Reed? She's like, yo, what is he doing back here? You know, and then trying to figure it out. And she's like, yo, how are you feeling? Like, not what you're thinking, how you're feeling. And I like how she broke that down. And we see that Franklin's trying to learn on expressing himself better. Because, listen, heavy is the head that wear the crown. And, you know, he deals with a lot. So if he's not expressing that bottled up, that could be something different. You know, that could lead to a tumor or some shit. Back at the club, we see Louis and Franklin, or Louis and Jerome call the blood guy again. And he's like, listen, man, somebody's birthday. I forgot if she said the daughter's birthday or Khadijah. Like, his birthday's tomorrow, so he going crazy. He's standing there with the sword in his hand, with old boy on his knees, about to like chop him up with a blindfold on. I'm like, oh man. And he's reading a testament song or a testament out of the Bible. You know, talking about people being honest, keeping their word. And we see that Louis and Jerome go and visit him. And I ain't thought I'd never see them at this apartment complex again. If you remember, in my last season 3, one of my favorite scenes is when Jerome walks inside this apartment complex after Man Boy and his people go down and shoot it up. And Jerome is just looking at all the destruction going on. And you see Scully and his fraction heading out to go find them. And they looking mad, and it's playing blood on the leaves. That imagery was just so amazing when that happened, man. I was just like, yo, this is truly a superior show. But I never thought I'd see that they will be here again. And sure enough, they go. And listen, they bodyguard, I kept thinking was Peaches the whole time, but just a look-alike. He just a knockoff. Don't say too much. Got a crooked wig afro. But anyway, they go in the apartment, and they talking to him. And he chops this guy's ear off. Louis looks visibly scared, as well as Jerome. They just like, what the hell is this dude got going on? And he's just like, yo, you said the price is going to be. They just want to get out of there so bad. Louis is just like, yo, you know what? We'll give it to you for that price. We'll just take the loss. So they honor that price. And because he like, yo, y'all selling wolf tickets again? I used to say that a lot coming up. Like, man, he's selling wolf tickets. He ain't about that shit. So he like, yo, my man gonna hit y'all up later to reschedule. And they like, yo, clean this carpet up. Get all this shit out of here. Don't get nothing on my such and such. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But he asks his man, he like, yo, do you smell a possum or do you smell something fishy going on with them? Scully done lost his damn mind. DeAndre Bonds is playing the hell out of this character. But listen, they come up with a plan and scheme to kind of take over the organization internally. You know, get the whoever's next up to take out Scully to be the big dog. And I'm like, okay, that sounds simple enough. But whoever takes him out cannot be traced back to doing it because it'll kind of be like a civil war inside. You know, people that were riding for Scully for real, and then people, so they got to make it look like it's some outside shit that happened. Um, Yada yada yada. We see Reed. He goes into the office where Grady's at. He's moving stuff around, pretty much cleaning Grady's stuff out of there. We see Jerome and Louie meet up with Dallas and Black Diamond. I believe I said that correctly. I couldn't remember the names last time. While these broads is taking their kids to school, they meeting up with them. And this one I found out about the friction that they had something to do with them getting shot. I completely forgot about that. And then they kind of put the bug in their ear to find somebody to put the bug in old boy's ear, to kind of champion or take over the throne. And they like, yo, what? Why are you doing this? Or this is dangerous, blah blah blah. But they wind up doing it anyway. And Jerome's reading the room the whole time. And later on, we see that he learns that Diamond and Black Dallas are just like, they'll go to the highest bidder. Whoever pays the most, that's what they'll pay. And I forgot they were strippers too, because when they first started. But when she made reference, it's like, yeah, they was getting all that money, man. We should have been up there dancing or something like that. I'm like, okay, completely forgot they were strippers. We see Franklin meets up with Teddy to discuss prices, but that's not why he's really there. He's really trying to figure out who killed his daddy. And Reed is convincing as a motherfucker, even though we know truly deep down inside, Reed is a sociopath and he killed Elton. But he's adamant, like, I had nothing to do with him. But Franklin tells him, like, listen, don't pop up at my spot no more, or it's gonna be a problem. So it's something brewing between these two, man. I'm telling you, like, Franklin ain't going for that, man. Franklin always got his pistol on him. And he ain't going for none of that BS no more, man. He like, yo, don't pop up at my crib no more, cuz. What's wrong with you, cuz? We see Reed in the office. And listen, he tells Franklin, listen, I'm gonna have Gustavo. I gotta do a couple things. I'm gonna have Gustavo meet up with you, and handle the drop. So you can handle it on your own or whatnot. Gustavo comes in the office and Reed's paranoid. He's about to clap, and he tells Gustavo pretty much the same thing. We see that old boy's in the strip club, and they got the stripper on her, and she pretty much she's pretty much trying to get some information, like, oh, you're not his right hand. And, he trying to act like he the big dog, you know what I'm saying? But, nigga, you ain't the big dog. But he like, yo, in order to press her, he like, yo, I'm going to throw more money just because she think I'm the big dog. And listen, for a period of time, I was like, okay, this going to be the new guy. This going to be the new what's his name. But I'm like, he's not nearly exciting as SKULLY or unpredictable, so it's just gonna be boring. You know what I'm saying? We need some craziness going on. But Black Diamond and Dallas come in there and they talk to the girl, and she's like, yeah, blah blah blah. She gives the information, and then she's asking for more money for them, and they're like, man, you ain't even do nothing, or whatever they were saying. Anyway, we see Franklin at the stash house with all this money. Dude, this money lined up all along the shelves, all in these bins. Peaches is like, man, I never get tired of being in here, man. And then Franklin like, yo, be careful. He's like, man, listen, I love money, but man, I love my life more and shit. And I'm like, wow, this is foreshadowing, because a lot of people are speculating that Peaches has that package. Yes, that package, that house in Vegas, which I hope isn't true, But at the same time, I hope he not messing with that powder. I hope he ain't messing with that booger sugar as well. So we'll see what's going on. What time is it? I gotta get out of here. Okay. What else we got going on? Franklin meets up with Gustavo, and he's talking to Gustavo. Him and Gustavo are cool now, even though him and Leon had friction and whatnot. So. It's like, yo, this is crazy. Everybody's being forgiven and given jobs and shit. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Anyway, he's pressing Gustavo about, like, yo, do you think that this was weird that just Reed popped back up again? And Gustavo's just like, he's like, yeah, kind of. And as he's talking, Franklin just, I don't know, his spidey sense went off, and he's just like, But you know what? Reed was necessary. I'm glad he's back. Um, I think that's the best thing. Grady was sloppy. We see high up above from a vantage point. Reed is actually has a wire somewhere on Gustavo or near Gustavo or in the truck, and he's actually listening in on Franklin to see, obviously what's Franklin's plans because he sensed the vibe too. Like the vibes ain't right on each end. And then he got to realize, he killed this Padre, and he probably is not with that. He knows Franklin isn't with that, so he got to watch his back. And Franklin got he got some goons in the street. He got a little power, so. But yeah, he's talking to Gustavo like, yo, it's just weird to me that he would up and disappear. You know what I'm saying? But he looks and he's just like, you know what, man? Fuck it, man. End of the day, Grady was a clown, right? Only a matter of time before he turned this whole operation. I'm like, well played, Franklin Saint. Well played. And then we see the next day he goes back there with Dallas or Black, whenever, and he goes up to the building and he sees the chair Reed left there and the gum that Reed is chewing because he's trying to quit smoking. And he realized that he was being kind of watched the whole time. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. We see the cop is in Louis' office cooking I don't know what the hell he making. That shit look disgusting though. And Louis like, yo, you can't be in here. And he's just talking, and he's just all fucked up. But I think we're gonna see more of him in the next episodes about what he's actually about. Cause I think when Louis don't give him a bone, I think he's just gonna turn into a straight dickhead. But he's like, yo, he grabs her like, yo, I told you I need something. And she like, yo, I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give me a little bit more time. So he's like, all right, cool. We see that they're talking to Diamond and Black Dallas, and this is when Jerome figure out that they could be bought. Like they really don't have any loyalty to anybody. They just go to the highest bidder. And he want to do something to them himself. Oh, and earlier, Black Diamond apologized to Louis. I was like, nigga, she ain't accepting your apology. So yeah. So yeah, but we see in the office they're talking, and Jerome and Louis they want to get rid of them. He was just like, yo, because he told him like, yo, they could be bought. And he was just like, man. She was like, yo, you even matter to me. And he was like, hell yeah, I'm madder than you. Because you my baby, baby. I'm Jerome. We see that they meet up with old boy again. And, he proposes that, not even propose, but he tells them that Scully wants them dead after the next deal. And he putting the bug, the plot in their ear. But he like, listen, I got a plan. I want to take over. I'm gonna pay y'all $100,000. Y'all got to do it, and then we could proceed from there and shit. So they're like, all right, cool. He's like, yo, he gonna be at this spot. Every whatever is for the birthday. He goes to see a psychic or something. And we see that dude pull up in he had the a whole suit on, and he had to comb his hair back. I said, yo, man, Scully crazy. We see them waiting out for Scully, and then they go and pay the psychic for her to what's it? And I wonder if Scully gonna knock off the psychic, just on some behind the scenes type shit, because like the psychic kind of like let them in and shit. I wonder if Scully gonna double back like, I'm gonna knock you off too, old lady. But I thought that was pretty dope how they a buddy flick, you know what I'm saying, between Jerome and Louis. They was really like making moves and setting up plays just on a smaller scale. So I thought that was pretty sweet. We see that Scully I keep saying man boy. We see that Scully walks up to the house, and they go in, and he's like, yo, they come out the curtain. He's like, yo, I knew it. And they like, yo, this ain't how I wanted to go down, Scully. I'm sorry. But it was like, yo, Mello want to start running things. That's dude named Mello. They like, man. And he told us about your plan on sticking us up at the next drop. And it cut off. And I knew it right then and there. I'm like, yeah, they ain't kill him because they going to show Scully death. You know, Scully going to go out in dramatic fashion if he do go out, you know. Anyway, Mello comes in. And he's like, yeah, I need proof he's gone. And Jerome's like, this ain't amateur hour, nigga. And they stole his necklace on the floor. He's like, picks it up. He's like, man, I got the keys to the kingdom. Right as he says that, a sliding door opens up, and it's Scully, man. And Scully just choked him out, snapped his neck. And, you know, Jerome picks it up, and he tells Jerome, like, no, you keep it because of whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then they was like, yo, you really had to drop on me. You could have such and such. And Louis like, yo, we bonding in that hospital room. I figured something. I don't know what she said. Something crazy. I'm like, man, she out of pocket. But I thought that was pretty dope. But the fact they dealing with that crazy motherfucker still is crazy. But that was a pretty dramatic, dope scene. I'm like, I like that, man. I don't know. Every time Scully on the screen, man, he shines. So I really like it. What else we got going on here? We see Franklin and his girl talking, and then Wanda comes in, and she asks for a job. So Franklin agrees. So who knows what she's gonna be doing? And listen, Wanda is a little cutie pie since she got cleaned up, man. Shout out to Wanda. She got them lips, them full lips, them little, them lips. You know what I'm saying? But she cleaned up. We see Franklin meets up with Louie and Jerome at a gas station, and he's telling them about they're talking to him just about prices and whatnot. And she's like, long as it's settled, blah, blah, blah. And they like, yo, you talked to Teddy? And he's like, yeah, I talked to him. And, you know, honestly, I'm tired of talking about this shit, Louis. Like, you keep want to have shit your way. Like, y'all want to go off and do your own thing. Then you want cheaper prices. Then you want, like, dude, you can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, yo, what does she want? Like, it was funny because Jerome's like, hold on, you calm down now. You talking. He was like, yo, would you tell me what she want? And he was like, yo, won't you just ask her what she want? And then, because he like, yo, we just going to bend over and take this. And he like, yo, this dude got the capability to kill all of us. Like, we not dealing with no gangbanger. We dealing with a real deal. Like, this is a jackal type dude. Like, they don't get it. And he was like, yo, and we under his roof. So we got to keep doing what he doing. We got to make sure we moving drugs for him. Because at the end of the day, if we don't, we know what's going to happen. And she don't see it, yo. Louis looking at everything for, like, face value. She don't really see the big picture of what's going on. But, you know, when they met up, what I didn't mention is Reed told him he need to get his house in order. Like, he shouldn't be playing middleman for Louis and Jerome. And that's what he's telling her. Like, listen, when y'all link back up, he's like, yo, I will split everything with y'all 50-50. Like, let's just get back to how we was doing shit under one umbrella. Because he was like, yo, this is draining. Because I understand. He wearing himself thin because he got to try to please this person, that person, this, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like draining, you know what I'm saying? Because they not seeing it for what it is. They not seeing that he got to deal with this. And she think because if she talk to Teddy, she going to get a It's not work like that, dude. Teddy, she like, yo, we was doing business when you was gone or laid up. This ain't the same Teddy. This ain't that Teddy. This is a whole different type of Teddy. This dude is a sociopath. Like, she really don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And but she a woman, dude. You know, they only hear and see what they want to see. But he was just like, yo, I'm prepared to do anything I need to do to protect this. So I don't know if that was a threat. Like, man, I will pop y'all motherfuckers or leave y'all where y'all stand. I don't know. But it went off right there, and we see some friction gonna be happening between Louis and Franklin, man. Listen, great episode. Love it. I love this show, man. I love this show. Was happy to see Scully. It was great. on the floor episode. Wasn't too much going on. Just a lot of moving parts. Seeing how Jerome and Louis are handling stuff on the ground. Franklin's handling things, just on a higher level. So I like it. Let me know what you guys think. Post your comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell as always, so we can do this again every week. I go by the name of the Black Abstract 1.